get this little thing
warmed up and humming.
Yeah, we'll go on and share and all that good stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna shrunk us to the little screenage down at the bottom. Get back to our H.U. Peachy page.
Share.
I clicked on notifications. I guess I didn't get them all. I did something wrong, I'm guessing.
Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. I want to share in a group.
Pizza, please. There we go. Hey, I see us live there. All right, let me click so I can get to the chat. Kill the volume. And hello, room. Hello, room.
Share.
That's one. We are in Facebook. I need to hit Sharesy. Sharesy with the public. Usually it just says share in public. Okay, I wonder why it's not letting me do it that time.
And okay, I got the Facebook
Just
share.
successfully shared a peachy. Alright, load YouTubely. And tubes of you, where are we? Live now. Sharesy and kill volume. Share and Sharesy. Where's the Sharesy? Oh, there's the Sharesy button. Share with everybody.
And time to hit the MeWe's. You want to share it on Twitter?
Yeah, I can just do.
You do Twitter, I'll do all the MeWe's.
And the Twitters. Twit. Hello, Twit. YouTube. No, I'm not going to follow, just twit them. I'm presuming we twitted them. Oh, tweet. You already tweeted us. Okay, thank you.
Who did?
I did. Well, no, it's telling me. I'm pushing buttons and it's telling me what I'm pushing. Okay, so that's there. There's the chat room. Hey, it's a Mike Yehudi. I love that Yehudi. Hola, Miguel. We be getting our ducks in a row to start this here Pupple Duppy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, swear at me again, sir. Oh, that's your
yes,
cursor.
Yes, sir, Bob.
I looked at my face and I had this pointer going in my nose and it's like, that's not my booger.
It ain't mine.
I tried wiping it away and looked at the screen. Let's see, who do we have over in this part of the world? Anybody? Hello, Rumi. Hey, we got two of us. I bet you that's you and me. We're watching on Facebook.
Hello, Mikey.
Facebook. Hello, my Facebook family.
All right. You ready for some tunes?
Always, my love, always.
Here we go.
Being blank.
Hello.
Thank you, Mike.
Huh?
Good evening. Oh, Mike said that he shared us on Facebook.
Yay.
Saying thank you for the shares.
Thank you. Welcome to H.U. Peach. How you doing tonight, Leprechaun?
I am doing fantabulously great. I have no complaints. Well, other than the fact that I haven't hit the lottery, but
well, yeah,
I think you have to buy a ticket to do that. And seeing as how I haven't done that yet, I probably won't be one of the ones hitting the lottery because, well, you got to buy a ticket to hit it, and I ain't hit it yet. Or, I mean, got the ticket yet to hit it. One of them things. How about you, my dear? How has your week been? You look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this fine evening.
It's hard getting back into the work again.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't have all stopped, but that's still. You know how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I mean, I'm good other than
gotta,
that. I'm just kind of struggling here to get back in the swing of my schedule, get my schedule back where it needs to be, and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's good.
we are creatures of habit, and it does take a few moments of getting everything reorganized, reduct,
Mm-hmm.
lined in a row, so life can proceed.
Very much.
About we kick this puppy off, shall I do my little ditty, my dearie?
Have fun.
Good evening, my fellow. Ain't you a peachers? And a happy Saturday. It's the 137th day with 229 remaining. Today is Armed Forces Day, and that pays tribute to the military personnel serving in the United States Armed Forces. The U.S. military is composed of 6 branches, including the Army, Air Force, Space Force, Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard. As of 2019, more than 1.3 million active duty service members were stationed in the United States and around the world. An additional 800,000 reservists stand ready in the Army National Guard and Air National Guard. The holiday unites the country behind the men and women who currently serve in the United States military, which makes sense because I don't think we'd support them if they were in the, Portugal Army or something. It's also National Barbecue Day, and the purist in the world of barbecue either uses charcoal or wood. And some people use gas, but if you do it right, charcoal or wood. And each part of the country specializes in their own flavors and sauces. Some are a little sweeter, some are a little tangier. Pork is the original barbecue meat, unless you were probably on the cattle herds going across the country, and then I'm sure it was beef. But beef, chicken, lamb, and other proteins. Now, I'm guessing what they mean by other proteins are like emu and I don't know what other proteins you get, but barbecue them, baby, they find their way. It's also National Love a Tree Day, and that celebrates all the wonderful trees, all the wonderful gifts trees give us: fruits, the nuts, the berries, the pollen for the hay fever and allergies. My poor nose is running so
Mm.
bad, I need a leash to keep track of it. It's also National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day, and a neighbor is defined by National Day calendars as 1, a person who lives near another; 2, a person or thing that is near another. Well, I've got a septic tank out back. I guess that's a thing. 3, one's fellow human beings. Okay, yeah. So
Oh,
do something nice. Don't burn their house down. Now,
wow.
here's one we can get behind: National Mimosa Day, made
Yeah,
with
I could handle
orange
that.
juice and sparkling wine because we can't say champagne here in America because champagne is only from the French region of Champagne in France, obviously. It's also National Sea Monkey Day, and that celebrates the tiny brine shrimp that swim around mail order
Mm-hmm.
aquariums. Following the popularity of ant farms, Harold von Brunhant invented sea monkeys and
Mm-hmm.
hatching kits in 1957. They've been around just about as long as I have.
Mm-hmm.
And he did most of his advertising through comic books. He once said, I think I bought something like 3.2 million pages of comic book advertising a year.
Huh.
It worked beautifully. Today is also Honor Our LGBTQRLMNOP Elders Day, and that recognized thousands of the people in the LGBT community who have paved the way for access and social acceptance and, all the commercials we get now. It's
Mm.
also National Piercing Day, and that dates back to biblical times. Piercing the lobe of the ear is thought to be the oldest of form of body piercing. Ouch. It's also National Coquille Saint Jacques Day,
A what?
also
What?
known as the Shell of St. James, a seafood scallop dish, and it's usually
Oh.
made with a mixture of butter, cream, mushrooms, and cheese. Scallop in a half shell, if that's what you really want to call them. It's National Learn to Swim Day, and it's dedicated to educating parents and children about water safety before Memorial Day weekend and the official start of summer. It's also National Biographers Day, and this commemorates the anniversary of the first meeting between Samuel Johnson and his biographer, James Boswell, in London, England on May 16th, 1763, and it honors all biographers. What do you
Interesting.
call a girl standing in the middle of a tennis court? Why, a net, of course.
I'm not standing in the middle of a tennis court. I don't even like to watch tennis. Oh,
Oh, that, my friends and family, is your Saturday.
But
Good evening.
at first I thought the tree thing was going towards like tree huggers.
Nope, just National Tree Day. It didn't say anything about hugging them. It just said for the gifts that they give. And think about it.
That's
The
true.
main gift this time of year that we get, allergies. I love that pollen so much. I swear my nose is 3 feet wide, 10 foot long, and oh, so very sore.
I actually, because my sinuses are horrible, and I just, had them all my life, but I don't remember them being as bad as they have been for the past probably 15, 20 years, maybe. And
They
I
do
did a
seem to have
little,
been getting worse.
well, I did a little research.
Ah,
Okay, so apparently, back when we were kids, there was
Right.
kind of a equal amount of male and female trees. Let's see,
okay.
the female trees are the ones who drop the junk on your yard. They're the ones that all the pods and crap end up in your yard. The plant
Okay,
trash.
and all over your car and whatnot.
Right. Where the male ones are the ones that pollinate. Well, since more people are, like you have a new shopping center go up and they have it all nicely landscaped and a nice new neighborhood with, $250,000 houses and, it's all nice and landscaped and everything else. So, to
Right.
keep that down, they're planting more male trees than they are female trees now, which means that the pollen has almost doubled or tripled since they're not planting female trees anymore.
Well, that explains why my nose feels like it should be on W.C. Fields instead of me because, that chickadee has got me a terrible one.
Oh yeah, my nose is always, it's either itching or sniffling, I'm sneezing, my throat's dry and itchy, and I go outside for any period of time. I have to come in and take, immediately go into the shower because it just, I feel it. I feel it in the air. It's all over everything, and I just, it's driving me nuts. I want it to go away. And then on top of that, because I'm sure your weather's been kind of like ours, where it's been hot, and then it drops again. And then we have a little cold spell, and then it gets hot again. And in the process of all that, it's killing off things. And then they bloom again. So every time they bloom, more pollen. And it's horrible. I hate pollen.
It is. I think there might be an echo of me in the background,
I don't hear anything.
but I'm not certain.
I don't hear
'Cause
anything.
sometimes I catch it, and Mike had mentioned that he was getting a bit of an echo. He said, "Here's like an echo, 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 echo."
I don't hear it. I don't hear it. At least not on my end, I don't.
So I don't know. I just figured I would have you push whatever magical buttons your sweet little.
I have no
fingers
magical
find.
button. I have no magical button.
Oh, that's not good.
So I wanted
Yes.
I wanted to show this video. I thought everybody might possibly get a kick out of it. Hang on. Da-da-da-da.
If we make it too hard, it'll
Sorry.
turn purple and may fall off.
Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Okay. Maybe. I'm trying to mute it. Make
Oops.
sure that I got the right one.
Okay, as long as you find it, because I don't have that one.
Okay. Skip ad.
Oh, okay. I know why Mike has an echo.
Why?
He's listening on 2 platforms simultaneously. I think he's got the
Oh.
Facebook going in the right ear and the tubes of you going in the left speaker. That would make it echo somewhat. Okay. So you did push your magic button.
Did I?
Aren't you just so good?
Oh. Hang on, I'm trying to get this this video because when I played it earlier, it knocked it to where it wants to play the next video, but I think I have it saved.
Oh, yeah, I hate that. I always have to make sure auto play is disengaged just so it won't
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, stupid. I forgot to
It
do
is-
that.
And we had it all set up so quaint. You want me to read I got that story about the dude and his plants,
Oh, I'm ready now.
not pants.
I'm ready now.
Oh, baby, go for it.
I just gotta
Let that beautiful footage
hit it
roll.
on here. I hope.
It should be. And the master programmer says,
Okay, here it goes. And I gotta.
Think Jimmy is roaming
Going
around
once,
the White House
going
tonight
twice.
trying to find a meatloaf to warm himself up on?
they be there on Facebook.
God is eating meatloaf.
Who the hell are they? They're only from Georgia. Oh, let me tell you something. I am so sick of Washington and all its works and all them politicians down there and them congressmen and the congressmen. Boy, I'll bet you won't find none of them congressmen turning down their electric blankets tonight. Because if they did, their secretaries would get up and go home. Oh, Reedus, the Democrats is doing the whole the Democrats, and you put them in there. That's the face you had on you when you come back in the polls. Well, the Democrats' way of running this country is to go tell us all how we ought to make sacrifices. God, they're great on that stuff. But they're all gonna have us over the hill to the poorhouse. We ain't gonna be able to drive over there because we ain't got no gas, so we're gonna have to walk it.
Oh, the Reader's Digest says walking is very good for you.
Oh, ain't that lovely? The Reader's Digest can always put a little joy into poverty. Listen, my whole point is this whole thing with the energy and everything. This is all a conspiracy. Don't you know that it's a conspiracy, dear? Listen, for years, all our lives, they've been telling us to go out and buy stuff that use energy. You know, all electrical stuff. They got electric toasters, electric ovens, electric stove, electric stereo, electric TV, electric race, electric hair blower, electric knives, electric every damn thing. Not to mention the cars. And now, after all the big corporations there make the billions and billions of dollars worth of profits, signals, wham, they're changed. And after telling us for years that we can't live without this junk, now they tell us that we gotta live without it. The country is going straight into the dumper.
Definitely gone.
Yep. How true.
Definitely gone.
And how funny is it that, you know, this was what, 70s, give or take? You know, when
definitely old, yes.
and you know, they were already talking about how the Democrats are running this country.
Yep, Carol O'Connor was very, very good.
Oh yes, I loved him. He was
He played
awesome.
a great part.
We used to watch that show religiously. I mean, it was awesome. But yeah, and it's funny because you always thought of it being a joke that he called meatball, or meathead, and come to
Meathead.
find out he is a total libtard in real life. You know what I mean?
He lived up to the name he was given on the show, I do believe. Yeah, some of the things I've seen him rant and rave about just is like, are you crazy? And I do believe he's on some sort of meds or needed to be on some sort of meds.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, out there in left field.
He is a
Definitely
Looney
way out
Tunes.
in La La Land. But that's that's his prerogative. He can do that. He can say that. That's what we have the First Amendment for. That's the whole thing. You get told things that you don't want to hear, but you have that right to say them. You can't do that in, I don't know, China. In, I don't know, it's another place, Cuba. Name another communist country. You don't say anything that they don't want you to say. And if you do, well, you get Clinton cited and go away. I love how you have Ain't You a Peach Girl at the top, you too. I think that's so neat. We're just doing so good. But yeah, it's crazy how times have changed, and what they talked about back then is transpiring now. There was, what was I watching or listening to a week or two ago, and they talked about Simpsons doing the same thing, 20 years ago, talking about this, that, or the other, and it's like, boom, popped up again. Rocky Stucci. Hola.
Yeah, it's
I love it
crazy.
when we get bods listening.
Yep.
I still
So-
catch an echo every so often, so that might be neat. Let me turn my volume down. Shall we go to a lighter side for a quick seckie?
Yes.
I got that story about a guy and his house plants.
A
Poor
guy
guy.
in his house.
A man, man has gone viral after sharing a hilarious rant on Facebook after his plant-obsessed wife came home with 2 massive trees to go in their bedroom. I mean, palm trees, huge, humongous. When out doing the shopping, it's very easy to pick up 1 or 2 extra bits that you didn't really need. For instance, you might grab a bottle of wine just because it's Wednesday, or several large bars of chocolate to eat while watching Netflix. If we're feeling really indulgent, we could treat ourselves to a bunch of flowers to brighten up the house, but we probably wouldn't randomly come home with a tree. One woman, however, recently did just that, returning home, much to the shock of her husband, with not 1, but 2 massive houseplants. Australian parenting blogger Sarah Kearns let her plant obsession get the best of her earlier this week, and her partner Brad really wasn't very happy about it. Brad took to their Facebook page to share his thoughts on his wife's latest purchase in a very sweary rant. He wrote, "Does anyone else's wife have an issue with getting plants that are reasonably fire trucking sized for the house? I should have known when she asked me to help lift the plants up the stairs. I opened the front door to not 1, but 2 fire trucking Jurassic sized trees. She said they were for her bedroom. So, yep, while you all sleep peacefully in your warm beds tonight, apparently these plants are the only reason I can even breathe fresh air in my house. It's getting ridiculous that a king-size bed, and I'm not even that small, alongside this, he shared a snapshot of the giant plants, and unfortunately I wasn't able to copy and paste it. And the dude is like, 6 foot sitting on the bed, and the tree is above him. I mean, it's like
Wow.
1.5 foot above him. And that's why he was sitting under it. He joked that they weren't plants, and they probably had birds nesting in them, adding,
Ah,
I swear to fire trucking, one of these leaves tickles my face, and I'll burn it.
Oh, wow.
my fire trucking life. Over
That's crazy.
19,000 people liked and commented on the post. But the plant craziness didn't end there. A number of people
Uh-oh.
replied, urging them to be careful, as the plants may have spiders in them.
Ah,
Definitely something to worry about in Australia. These comments worried Sarah, who then couldn't sleep with the plants in the room, and asked him once again to help her move them back outside. He explained
oh,
all in a second post. I posted about online, and people talked about the spiders coming out of them in our sleep. And at 11 p.m., she decided she couldn't sleep and we needed to move them outside and call the pest man due to the newfound safety risk to us.
mm,
She makes a choice like a gambler full of pocket full of mortgage payments. I legitimately thought she was joking because, there's spiders outside that would go into them and make that their home. You couldn't write it if you could. Just remember
mm.
this: when we divorced, she said, talking smack about me and the internet, fire trucking spiders, fire
Mm.
trucking plants, fire truck my life.
Yeah,
Oh, we
that
went
made me
Schwartz.
that made
We
me
went.
think of something when I was young. I want
Right.
to say
YouTube went black.
I was maybe about 12, give or take.
Okay.
We used to go to Texas. One of my mom's best friends lived there, and she had a daughter my age. So we would go and spend a couple of days or a week there. And me and the
Cool.
daughter went walking. They were in a neighborhood. We went walking through the neighborhood, and we see people out there with these brooms, and they're just like swatting at the ground, right? And then as we get
Uh oh.
closer, we see these big black things on the ground, jumping and walking and whatever. Well,
Uh oh.
apparently the story is the house was built around a huge tree. So in the center of the house was like I guess you would call it like a patio area with this huge tree coming up out of the middle of the house. And apparently
Literally in the house, or the house is built
the
around
house
it and the
was
tree's like in a courtyard
the house
in the
was
middle?
built around it.
Okay.
And what had happened was a bunch of jumping tarantulas had nested in this tree.
Oh,
And that
goodness.
was why. I mean, there were 20 or 30 people out there with brooms and bam, bam, trying to, like, and you could see them jumping and crawling. I never, ever
Nope, 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 nope.
forgot that. I'm going to tell you, that right there just, nope. There would be no tree in my house. Not
Yeah,
happening.
no, nope, nope.
It's not gonna happen.
Them tarantulas better have jobs because they're paying the mortgage because I'm moving.
Mm,
They can keep it. I am out of there. Like, yeah.
yes.
Nope, nope, nope.
That was very, yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when you said that. But speaking of animals, so apparently 200 goats escaped in California. And, yeah, apparently they ran through a neighborhood. They were wandering the streets, and said the goats were clearing the brush from the hill behind his house in Silver Creek neighborhood. I guess it says San Jose. And they
Okay.
broke through the fence and went wandering through the neighborhood. So there were like people tweeted videos of goats being rounded up in the streets. Said they feasted on potted plants and left a trail of droppings in their wake. So when I got back from the store, all the goats had broken through the fence and were wreaking havoc on our street. This is the craziest thing to happen all quarantine. Said the goats were brought into clear brush a couple of times a year, and ever since a fire about 15 years ago. So that was, I guess, to keep the brush down so they didn't have the fires anymore. Can you imagine though? You're sitting outside having you a dinner or whatever on your back porch, and all of a sudden you look up and there's goats all over the
A
place.
whole gaggle of gyros goats running through your yard.
I want some goats though. I do. I want to get a house, and I want to get some of those little ones. You know, the little jumping ones. And
The fainting goats, when you go boo and they fall over.
oh, that would be funny too. But yeah, we used to go to my grandma's up in Arkansas. They had some milking goats, and I mean that was the only milk I ever drank up there was goat milk.
Well, it makes good cheese.
I would go out with her every morning, and she would feed them a cup of coffee while I milked them, and goats are awesome. I love goats.
She would feed the goats
Like
coffee.
she would hold her coffee cup over there, and they would drink her coffee.
Slurp off the coffee, huh? So you got caffeinated milk.
Yeah, there you go. But I always made her add chocolate to it because I was in the picky stage. No, I'm not drinking that. And she would add chocolate to it, and I wouldn't know the difference. It does taste a little bit different.
makes
It does
sense.
have a bit of a bite to it.
Really a bit of a tang, huh?
Hmm. Yeah, it tastes a little bit different than regular cow's milk. Yeah.
Well, I may have had goat's milk before. I'm not certain. I mean, terminal CRS, I couldn't tell you what I had yesterday. But I know I've had goat cheese before, you know.
Yeah.
Isn't feta goat cheese? I mean, feta
Yes.
cheese is goat cheese.
Yes.
And I've been to Greek restaurants, as we all have a time or two, and hey, Timmy, what's up, brother? And somebody say goats. Yep, and Timmy shows up. See, just like
I
that.
know,
Goats
right?
and Timmy.
Timmy.
Feta cheese is good stuff.
Yeah.
I got another one for you. You know how everybody is on lockdown, or it's finally starting to unlock down. But
Some places.
during the lockdown, people, you know, got back to, you know, the old things that we all used to do growing up as kids, you know, sit around with family playing cards and board games. I came across an article that was rather unique. If you're one of the many people who has given in to the lockdown activities such as baking and video called pub quizzes, we have another suggestion to keep you busy. Heinz, my sister's favorite ketchup, has jumped on the lockdown bandwagon and released news of a new launch puzzle. The food company announced that the news to their Instagram and told fans might be the slowest puzzle on earth. Quite the statement. And said that the brand of 57 different sauce varieties, there are 570 pieces to the puzzle, which are all red. That's it. You
Is there not even the
huge
white label?
Heinz puzzle.
They don't have the white
There's
label
some
on it?
white writing in the middle that says Heinz, but it's about an inch long and about that big. That's it. It just says Heinz like that. And it's
Ain't doing it.
written on the red tiles, so it's just pieces of white. And yeah, you heard
Nope.
us. Every single piece of the puzzle is ketchup colored red.
You're
And
looking
although
at
the edges of
hours.
the puzzle may be slotted together quite easy, the rest will be pretty tricky to put together. The brand created a giveaway offering 57 lucky fans a chance to win one of the puzzles, which has since closed, unfortunately. I think that would be cool. Hopefully, they'll consider selling them online soon enough. David Calbert, the senior brand manager of Heinz tomato ketchup, said Heinz is known for its iconic slow pouring ketchup. And in a period when everyone has a little more time on their hands and puzzle popularity has skyrocketed, we wanted to help pass the time by connecting the two. We're always looking to deliver fun, contextually relevant ways to give Heinz tomato ketchup lovers a smile. And this ridiculously slow, all red Heinz tomato ketchup puzzle felt like the perfect fit. And, you know, if you don't think that's hard enough, Amazon has you beat.
Uh-oh.
They have a 1,000 piece puzzle.
Of?
And either white or black. You have your choice. It's either all white or all black. No writing, just straight black.
So
And they're complaining the
basically,
micro nature of the puzzle makes it incredibly difficult.
so basically, let's take something that's all one color. Let's cut it into various different shaped pieces, and see who can get it put back
1,000
together.
of them, to be specific.
Kind of like a Rubik's cube. I mean, I can't do a Rubik's cube, so to me, that would be the equivalent
Oh,
of
Rubik's
doing
cubes are
a Rubik.
real easy.
I can't do it. Nope.
Yeah, no, there's a trick to Rubik's cubes.
Yeah, you pull
Uh,
all
you
the
know,
colors
trick is
off
you
of
take the
it.
stickers off. You take all the same color stickers off and put them on one side.
Oh god, that is too funny. No,
Peel. Put 'em
I
all
don't.
back together.
I'm not
Speaking
a
of Rub-
huge puzzle person, but if I do one, I definitely want it to have variations of scenes or colors or whatever on it, because I cannot imagine trying a piece, like every single piece in each hole, until I find the one that goes there. I mean, God, one piece will probably take you hours. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. It didn't say anything about coming with its own X-Acto knife, and then you could trim the pieces to fit.
I just can't. No, no,
Could you imagine a solid black sheet?
no.
And you figure 1,000-piece puzzle probably covers what? Probably a foot and a half.
At least a coffee. I mean,
a foot ish.
What do they call them? Card
2 by 2
table?
even.
Probably about the size of a card table. Give or take.
Yeah, because I know
Maybe
that's what my grandma used to do hers on.
Mm-hmm. That's
That's crazy.
Nope.
I don't have that kind of patience. I just
nope, not happening. Not happening. I think I'll find something better yeah, that just isn't happening. Maybe I'll go to the beach and
baking.
leave.
You could always bake.
I'll go to the beach and leave feces all over
Matt.
the place.
Good, even
So,
that.
so in New Jersey, apparently, just that is happening. They opened up
Uh-oh.
the beaches. It says May 2nd, but they kept
Cool, it's about time.
the public bathrooms closed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's
So,
not good.
apparently, people are using things. I'm assuming Coke bottles or something, because the picture that I saw kind of looked like a tubular thing, and using those to take care of their bathroom needs. And the problem is they're not putting them in the trash. They're not taking them with them. They're just leaving them on the beach.
Ooh, what a crappy situation. This kind of sounds like San Francisco. No, I think I'll pass. Yeah, no. And I don't mean, pass into a bottle. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's
I
definitely
would say kakaputinki, but I mean, that's exactly it. Yeah,
it's definitely a nasty,
hoping it's a
dirty,
wide-mouth
stinky
bottle.
situation. And it would definitely, if you just think going from San Francisco to the beach and finding all that, and it's like, God, I thought I left that. Nope.
Talk about, see if it washes up on one shore to the other. See how long it takes.
That's true.
I have a turd in a bottle. I've heard of messages in a bottle, but no, yuck.
I wonder if someone left a turd in a bottle and then put a note in there. This turd was made by blah blah blah, and where would it end up? Let's all stick our turds in the water.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, you
This
know
is-
you
yeah,
want to.
no.
Oh,
Ugh, that's bad. That's almost as bad as this one gal. Her significant other proposed and gave her an engagement ring. But I think she thinks she's like, Kim Kardashian or something. That's not good enough. she had him go out and buy two others. She has three sets of engagement rings just so she can, well, if she's wearing, silver, she can wear the silver ones. If she's wearing gold, she can. Yeah, she has to have engagement rings to match her
No.
outfits.
Mm-mm. That's just wrong.
No,
That's
a
just
woman
wrong. It's wrong. Changing your outfit
It
according
used
to
to-
where you're going and stuff is one thing, but to change the ring that simplifies your marriage and your connection to another person is just wrong.
Well,
You
yeah,
don't
your
do that.
commitment, definitely, yeah. It's an engagement ring. It's a promissory note to say, okay, I'm not going to, spread it to wife or anybody else. Yours and mine is yours, and that's how it should strictly be.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't necessarily go along with, oh, I have blue shorts on today. Well, let's wear the blue ones. Yeah, I
So
don't
it's an
think it works that way. I don't
engagement
think
ring.
it's- I don't
They're
like that.
not married.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, you
Not
know
yet.
what? This was his fair warning of what this woman is all about. And if he still wants to marry her, then I feel no pity for him.
Well,
Nope.
according to the article, he did finally marry her.
Ah.
A woman has been branded a spoiled brat for asking her husband to present her with 3 engagement rings. The woman has admitted that she asked her husband to buy her the 3 of them, and people online were outraged. So she had to explain. The first engagement ring her husband bought her was silver with diamonds. And then he went and bought a gold one and a rose gold option too. The woman wrote to Facebook that I'm personally shaming. I'm super, super picky when it comes to my jewelry. It all has to match. So if I'm wearing silver, it'll have to be silver. If I'm wearing gold, it all has to be gold. If I'm wearing rose, well, geez, I have to have those glasses on too. But the group slammed her for her high maintenance and spoiledness. While most women traditionally receive one, just like you stated, one singular. She swapped hers out depending on how she feels that day. I technically have 3 engagement rings. I have the first ring that he proposed to me with, which is silver with diamonds. And I have a gold ring and a rose gold. Ladies, if your man doesn't love you enough to make sure your OCD isn't going crazy, then you need a new man. And it wasn't
Yeah.
surprised that she received disapproval from almost everybody online. They said that's not OCD, that's called high maintenance and spoiled.
I
Another added,
honestly, I don't have any friends like that, that are high maintenance. I honestly, I just, it's funny because my mother, she wore her original engagement ring and wedding ring.
right?
I think up until maybe their 50th anniversary, where my father actually went out and surprised her with a new one. She didn't ask for it. He bought her a nicer, better ring for their 50th
An
anniversary.
upgrade, let's say.
I mean, that's just ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I mean, I'd hate to see. She probably has a room in the house off to, it's like a spare room, but they've converted it into a closet for all of her shoes and clothes and jewelry and.
It didn't mention shoes. I mean, is she Imelda Marcos? Is she Kardashian? I mean, something. It's like, goodness gracious.
I have no.
She changes rings
right.
like most people change their underwear. And I probably don't have I don't have as many sets of drawers as she has rings. No, just kidding. I
Wow.
at least have 3 pair. I at least have 3 pair.
I just,
You wear them all week. You just see you wear them one day and then you turn them inside out. That's 2 days, and then the other. At least 3 pair. It's a full week.
she's just one of those people that you want to go up and smack her upside the head and say, "Woman, wake the hell up." I mean,
Well, I mean,
why do you need that
if
many engagement rings?
so they can match her outfits.
Pick a color.
if he's got pockets deep enough to kick out that kind of coinage, you better start hiding it now because the divorce he's going to be broke.
That is, yeah, she's going to take him for everything. And you know that ain't going to last. Come on, seriously. I honestly do not see that marriage lasting. She's
No,
obviously.
not when you have to have 3 rings.
Yeah. If you love me, you'll do this.
I don't know, Pat. They didn't have pictures. It just said rose gold. When I think of rose gold, I think of the South Dakota tricolor gold is what comes to my mind when I think
People
of
like that.
And obviously silver is silver. That's what you shoot werewolves with silver. I don't think it works on vampires. But
Yeah.
that gal is just out there in left field. My pockets aren't that
Way.
deep. I couldn't do it.
Way
You have
out
to
there.
have rings to match your moods. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, how many of you out there wear you one of them things, face mask things? Does anybody out there wear them things?
I have my Mojo one ordered, but or at least I think so. I'd sent a note in with a check to Brad. Said, "Hey, can you send me a face gaiter and a couple t-shirts?" Have my nose itches. I love pollen.
Well, apparently in New Jersey, God, why does everything happen in New Jersey? Have you noticed that? There's
New
like a
Jersey,
little
New
thing
Jersey,
here.
New Jersey.
Yeah. So, a driver who wore an N95 mask, and I don't know what the difference is in an N95 or any of the
I do
others.
believe it blocks out particles down to 95 microns.
So these are the hospital quality, then, right?
Right.
Okay,
that's
so
my understanding.
this is in Lincoln Park, New Jersey. They don't know for sure why the driver fainted and crashed, other than he was wearing one of those masks. They're not specifying. Let's just say, but the person did go to the hospital, and apparently they didn't. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't on any kind of drugs. There was nothing. He didn't have a heart attack. He didn't. Nothing medical happened to cause that. But they, at one point, had said they thought maybe he was getting too much carbon dioxide and too little oxygen before he crashed. Apparently, he just went head on into a tree.
Ooh,
Yeah.
poor tree.
Another
And it's
reason not
tree
to wear
lovers' day.
those.
You're not supposed to park in them.
I know.
Yeah, I do believe Andrew was talking about that today, not masks being good for you. Hey, we got a Lusted Rug Nuts joined us too. So yeah, I am ambiguous about it. I'm waiting for places to say that you have to wear them. I have a gas mask I can put on just to see. And see how now, the coronas can get to your eyes. It covers your eyes, your whole face.
Yeah.
I figured that, worst case scenario, if they start getting pissy and say, you must wear a mask to go in my store.
It's really funny though.
A,
We
not
went
go in their
to
store, or B,
we went to Walmart today. First time I've been to Walmart since
Okay.
this stuff started, and they had a nice little class for you to walk around to go in. They weren't apparently counting people, but there was someone standing out there. I saw some people with masks, some people without, but for some weird reason, okay, when I go to Kroger, there's someone right there where the buggies are, and they have a rag
Right.
and stuff, and they're spraying them down and they're cleaning them. I didn't
Right.
see that at Walmart, but when I left, I don't know, I felt so grungy. I don't know,
Well, I
because
know
I
they
didn't know
had-
if the buggy was clean, and it just, yeah.
and actually the buggy I got the other day, the wheels actually worked. It didn't.
Oh, God. I had one of
Sometimes
those
you get
couple.
that little ba-doop, 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 ba-doop.
Yeah, I had one a couple of days ago. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know. It just, nobody looked at me weird or anything like that. Oh, and we were laughing. My roommate was really shocked because the aisles are marked one way. Like,
Mhm.
you go up this aisle this way, and the next one is the other way, and stay, signs saying stay 6 feet apart, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then it's funny because somewhere, I can't remember exactly where it was, but I ran into this on Facebook. I don't know where, what city, what state, or anything else, but they are painting arrows on the sidewalk. So if you're going one way up a street walking, you have to be on the correct side of the road as according to which direction your arrows are facing. This is outside on the sidewalk.
In the air where, well, those particles can hang in the air for up to 8 minutes, just floating in the atmosphere, waiting to glove onto you. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okie
I'm not wearing
Pat
one.
says that all the stores in New Yorkistan make you wear a mask. I couldn't do it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's.
I don't buy into the whole. I'm sorry, it wasn't as deadly as they thought. I mean,
It's not as
newspaper article.
deadly as they planned on it
Way
being. You
back
mean?
in the '60s, when there was really a pandemic going on, they didn't close nothing, and Woodstock happened. And you know what? Nobody
Nobody
broke
died.
out like they.
Not from that.
Nope, everything went on as normal.
Uh huh.
I mean, the purple acid was supposed to be bad from what all the videos say. I think it was purple or brown. Maybe it was the brown. Yeah, one of them was bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, no harm, no foul. I don't get it. Yeah, I really don't.
I just.
It's
I've seen too many videos of doctors saying what the repercussions
Right.
are of wearing a mask when you do not need to wear it. We need that bacteria. We need the bad stuff in order to build our own immune systems. And that is what that's taken
Exactly.
away from us. I'm just not doing it. I was laughing though because
all the hand washing.
yeah, but that was what cracked me up is these people have these face masks on and they don't have any gloves on. It's like, aren't you? I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just not doing it. I ain't doing it. Take me to jail. I ain't doing it.
The ones that cracks me up the best are people driving all by themselves, the windows rolled up, and they have their mask on.
That's
like,
probably how
oh
that
my
stupid
God.
car wreck happened. I mean, seriously. Take that thing off. You're in your car.
That's that story you had talked about. The guy ran into a tree. Yeah, I mean, who are you going to infect in your car? Your car.
Yourself?
I don't get it. I really don't. It's crazy.
Yep. I think we've stupefied
I
people.
don't. You for a minute?
Uh oh. Corona.
Sorry. My nose. I had to go blow my nose. I hate pollen.
Yeah, me and you
That's
both.
why I turned way away. Got out of camera shot. I hope. Probably not, right?
Well, you kind of
Probably didn't.
went behind the
hate
thing, sort of.
I feel like I wish I had an electric sander. I'd just like
No, you
run
wouldn't.
it on the side of my nose.
Nah, you wouldn't do that.
Well, no, but I mean, I hate when it itches like this. You can't do anything about it. It's driving me crazy.
Oh, come on, just stick a finger up in there. Come on, just dig.
No, I don't want to go digging for gold. It just itches.
Hey, you like to dig
There's
for
no
gold,
reason
damn
for
it.
In the dirt, not in my head. That's an empty
Oh, so
space.
it has to be in
Vacant
sand.
space. Empty. It's like you shine a light here and you make finger puppets on this side, and they go on the wall.
They need one of those things.
Oh,
Have you
that's
seen
crazy.
Have you seen the ads with a little thing that you can stick in your ear and it like helps you get the gunk that's way down there that you can't reach? They need one for your nose.
Well, I've seen that. Well, I've seen that one where you do the home version of the waterboarding.
I
It's
hadn't
got
seen that.
Some kind of big canister looking thing. Yeah, it's a big nasal wash thing. It's a
I have like a
bucket
little
about yay tall,
bottle.
and it's got a water reservoir and two little spigots, and you shove it like in your
Uh,
nostrils and turn this thing on, and it pumps water through your sinuses in one and into the reservoir. And it's like, ew, just go blow your nose.
mine is
That's
just
what
a
I thought. But,
bottle.
ew.
Mine's a bottle and it has a tube down in it, and you just put your head over the sink and tilt your head, and it runs up into all your sinuses and comes out the other side. And then you flip and do the other side. It goes in the sink.
So it's a home version of waterboarding then.
No, I
'Cause
bought.
that's
I
pretty
mean,
much
well,
the same thing, right?
yeah, I guess it
Isn't
would
that
be.
what waterboarding was? Is you filling your
It's not. I don't
sinus
think it's as
cavity with
painful.
water?
I don't think it's as painful. Well, waterborne, you got to remember, you got this cover over your face, and they're dumping, and you got the water just sits there with the cover covering your face. You know, you can't. It doesn't
Right.
just wash on. It's there. So yeah.
Okay, so it's not like a flow through like what you're talking about.
No.
It's more of okay.
Yeah.
See, I haven't tried either. I don't expect I'll try the latter, but probably won't try either. Yeah, probably not. No.
You know you want
That's
to.
just bad.
Mm-mm-mm.
To drown in my own bathroom. Yeah, no, not so much. I don't
So,
mind blowing my nose. I'm not going. It's,
are any restaurants open near you?
but
Can you go out to
Old Chicago is opening back up Monday.
eat? Where you can go in
But
and
the
eat?
email that I got said that the bar section where I normally sit isn't going to be open yet, and one bartender that is normally there on Mondays when I go won't be in until the following Monday. So hopefully by the following Monday, I'll be able to go in and have a beer. I haven't sat down and had a tapped beer since this whole Wu Tang crap.
So they're not
Corona
going to be open where you can go
Hold on.
in, but I mean you can go in and order to go food, but you can't go in and sit down, right?
No, you can get to go now. You've
Yeah.
been able to get to go for last week or so, but no, you're supposed to be able to go in, sit down, and thing your due. But how they're gonna do the spacing, I'm not sure.
Well, here's an
because
idea
they're
for
pushing
them.
that 6.
Here's
Yeah,
an
what would that
idea. There's a restaurant in South
Okay.
Carolina, partially reopened for dining
Alrighty.
customers, and they're in order to
good.
keep compliant with the social distancing guidelines, they are using blow up dolls. the
With
seats.
or without batteries?
I don't know, but the customers have to be seated 6 feet apart. So I guess they're placing these things in various places to make sure that people sit. They're not. It does clearly state that they are G rated. They bought them off of Amazon, not the dirty kind. So,
They're not
but still,
they're not like the ones Brad keeps playing the audio for, the Konnichiwa, the little sex doll gal.
nope.
They're not like that.
Nope, they're just regular
okay.
oversized blow up dolls. No sex required.
So does that mean if you go in by yourself, you can get a table with one, so you don't have to eat alone?
That's an idea too. Yeah, that's an idea because I hate sitting at a table by myself. I really do not like going into a restaurant to sit down
Me
and
either.
eat.
I don't go out to sit down dinners without
Yeah,
company.
it
It's
just feels
yeah.
weird.
I can sit down, like say a Chinese buffet before the COVID and everything closed. I could go in and sit down. If I did it by myself, one plate full, and I was full and ready to leave in 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most.
Yeah,
Go in with a group of, like 4 people, 5 people,
keep
and sit
going
there
back
for 2
for
hours and have
refills.
a great time, and just yeah, and just
Yeah.
graze all evening, and until they say you eat too much, you get out of here. But yeah, it's fun.
you're costing us money.
You go down.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if these blow up dolls work, then hey, more power to them. But
Well, you figure it would be a cheap date, but you surely wouldn't want to spill, hot coffee in its lap and just.
I wonder
Afraid of
if they'll let people bring their own blow up doll.
I'm social distancing.
I'm sorry, this is my date. I'm gonna set her over here 6 feet from. Hey, it's an idea. It's an idea. You never know.
That's bad. Can I get a doggy bag to go? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. That would be
Go
crazy.
get
Let me
your
just
pink
take my blow up.
blow up doll car.
Could you imagine Lusty Jill Hole and you out on the day?
I know, right? Right?
With
Exactly.
them lobster claws. I guess you wouldn't go to Red Lobster with them lobster claw hands. I mean, that
Hey, I
be
think that would make it
intimidating,
extra
too.
interesting. Yeah, take her to Red Lobster.
With
I
them
think-
claws.
Why not? You know.
Never could tap dance. Why not?
Hey, to me, it would be
it's-
better. It would be better than going with one of these people that wants to pretend that they are a doll. Have you seen those people?
Ooh, there's that one gal, Barbie gal. I've seen her online a time or two. I think she's had like 97 operations or something. But she's got like a rack out to here, a waist that's like this big. Yeah, and she's had everything done: eyes, nose, ears.
I
all of-
actually, we watch every once in a while when we're really, really bored. We watch this thing called My Something Life. Oh, shoot. Well, we got to go.
Uh-oh, bathrooms around the corner to the left.
Bye. See y'all next Saturday. Like and share. Go to YouTube. Blah, 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 blah.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everybody listening. We're here for an hour. Yes, we can. Thank you. I heard a dingly ding.
Yeah.
Wow. It was like all of a sudden nervous music.
I wasn't paying attention.